So Parashat Tzav and Sefer Vaiykra, second Parashat, Netivot Shalom, page Chaf-Vav. Midrash Tanchuma, it says, Zot Torat HaOlah. Right, so the pasuk. So this book basically is called Torat Kohanim. It's talking mainly about korbanot, sacrifice, etc. It says Zot Torat HaOlah. This is the Torah of the Olah. Olah is something that goes up, totally, absolutely up. זה שאמר דוד, מי יעלה בהר השם ומי יקום במקום קודשו, נקי כפיים ובר לבב. So David HaMelech asked, writes in Tehillim, who can climb the mountain of Hashem, who can rise in the holy place. His hands are clean and his heart has no stain. It says, היינו, what does it mean? שתורת העולה היא תורה להחפץ, להתעלות ולהתנער לגמרי מעולם הזה. So he said that the Torah of the Olah, of the sacrifice of that's called Olah, it's a Torah, it's coming to teach us what to do, anyone that would like to elevate himself and to go up spiritually and shake off this world from him. Needs to climb in the mountain of Hashem and to rise in the place of the Kedusha. Also it says over there, דבר אחר, another explanation, זאת תורת העולה. What does it mean תורת עולה? The Torah, the teaching of the Korban Olah, the sacrifice that all absolutely, completely to Hashem. העולה היא העולה. This is the one that goes up. You should know. מי שמביא חטאת הכהן נוטלה, right? Anyone that bring a חטאת, a sacrifice for some kind of a level of a sin, for an atonement, for kapara, then the kohen take it. And also the mincha, the offering, and also the zevach hashlamim, the baalem, right? So, and the Hashem lakohen. So the different type of sacrifices, parts of the sacrifice goes to the kohen. Maybe it's the skin, the leather, maybe it's the zroa and the lechayim, the cheek and the leg of the bema, etc. Or maybe even the person eat it, zevach hashlamim. But the olah, en bria toeh mimena. No one taste it. Nobody take anything. It's going everything completely to Hashem, Shu Elyon, and therefore it's called Olah. Olah is to go up. Okay, so these are two explanations. One explanation that the Torah of Olah, it's called Olah because the sacrifice goes completely to Hashem, and one explanation, it's like a spiritual teaching, right? We're learning Chassidut, so we're taking verses not literally, but as a spiritual teaching, and if somebody wants to go up to Hashem, he needs to go completely, he needs to dedicate himself completely. Okay, and he says, the offering that is the sacrifice that is being accepted by Hashem, or the desired one, and the chosen one, or the best one, right? This is the one that goes completely to Hashem, and there is no it means like there is no benefits involved. There is nothing what's in it for me, not for the Kohen, not for the person. It goes all completely to Hashem. Just think about it. You buy a cow. How much a cow costs? Like $10,000 maybe, one cow, or even a lamb. Lamb is cheaper. I don't know, 3,000, 4,000. You don't get anything from it. Not the Kohen, not you. Everything goes to Hashem. It's not easy to take such kind of money and see it burned, right? Because it's burned on the altar in the Mizbeach, actually. You just smell the barbecue, right? So said, this is the most good one, because everything goes, which means, only when a person is sacrificing, not literally himself, but he's sacrificing the pleasure or whatever that he has in this world, and is going all completely to Hashem. This is the best one. And the path to go up in the mountain of Hashem, it's hinted in this parasha. Two things here. One, Zot Torat HaOlah, this is the strength of the Torah, the power of the Torah, as our sages said, Gemamar Chazal, Masechet Chagiga. It says at the end of Masechet Chagiga, Talmidei Chachamim en esh shel gehenom sholetet bahem, shekol gufan esh, shenemar hakol kol dvarai ke'esh neum Hashem. Said that the Talmidei Chachamim, the fire of hell, cannot harm them, because their body is fire, because Hashem's words are fire, and the Talmid Chacham learned Divrei Hashem, and the fire of hell, of Gehenom, is made from the fire of the evil inclination and the desires, And the power of the Torah, which is word of Hashem, is fire. So that fire of the Torah is stronger, and it will eliminate and consume, and it will burn actually the fire of Gehenom, the fire of the evil inclination, the ta'avot and the desire, but the ash of the Gehenom. And therefore, the fire of Gehenom is not harming or cannot control the Talmidei Chachamim, because their body is the fire of the Torah. Put aside the question, if he's a Talmid Chacham, what is he doing in Gehenom, right? He shouldn't be there in the first place. But let's put it aside. וזהו דבר ראשון. So this is the first thing. זו תורת העולה. So כוח התורה, שעל ידה, right, מגיעים לעולה. So by learning the Torah, by having the Torah, you actually can achieve and go up and elevate yourself to the עולה. Because the Torah is elevating us and bringing us up and up away from this world to climb in the mountain of Hashem. Because the fire of the Torah, יש התורה שורפת ומכלה את אש יצרה ותעבוד. Because the fire of the Torah will burn and will consume and will eliminate the fire of the evil inclination and the desire. This is one thing. Second thing, היא עולה על מוגדה על המזבח כל הלילה עד הבוקר, ויש המזבח תוקד בו. So that korban עולה, that sacrifice that called עולה, is on the altar, on the mizbeach, the entire night until the morning. And the fire of the altar will burn in it, right? Will know constantly. He said, Kol halayla ad haboker, the entire night until morning, until dawn. This is the time at night when the materializing, the physical things are trying to overcome on the tzura v'yetzarim ha'afelim mitgabrim al ha'adam. So all the desires and everything, as we said million times, crime ratio is always higher at night because it's like everything is covered, everything is in the dark, so people can do and fulfill their desires, right? Nobody else will see them. So that's why that korban olah is burning on them at night. Ve'im yehudi zoreach, so if a Jew will be slaughtering his evil inclination, then the fire of the altar will be burnt within him. And because of that, he's getting to the level of korban olah to climb in the mountain of Hashem. And it says in Gemara, in Masechet Kiddushim, about Rav Amram Hasida. There was a Rav, a Hasid, his name was Amram, and that he has a big nisayon, and after he overcome, Ishbaya Letzra den Afek Mineh, like so he have a covenant, he swear to the inclination that he have. And he says, V'amar Letzra Chazida Atnura, V'ana Bisra, V'ana Adifa Minach, like you are flesh and blood, the Yetzer, I'm like a fire, I'm better than you, etc. Like he was fighting strongly against the Yetzer. He said these are the two ways, two paths to achieve the level of who can climb in the mountain of Hashem. Or by learning the Torah and having the Torah and the strength of the Torah, or by his like slaughtering his evil inclination. This is, I think, very, very hard to do. And he said, and this is the purpose and our destiny of a Jew, that because of that, our soul came down to this world, שלמענו ירדה הנשמה לגוף, להגיע לעלות בהר השם, וזה הקורבן המעולה והמובחר ביותר. So it's like not a contradiction, but the soul in first place was in heaven. And then whatever it did in previous reincarnation or whatever the reason is, the neshama, the soul, is choosing to go down in a place here in this world that will be the best for its benefit, to fix whatever it was destroying and defecting. So it's going down back to this world in order to fix something, all of these efforts in order to go up again, up and down, right? And according to that, so now we're going back to the chametz, right, with the isur. דהנה מלבד איסור אכילת חמץ, גם עשרתו תורה בבל יראה ובעל ימצא. So not only the Torah forbids us from eating chametz, we should not even look at it during Pesach, right? בל יראה ובל ימצא. And he said, שלא מצאנו כן בכל המאכלות האסורות, that we didn't find such a thing in the other מאכלות, right? In the other מאכלות, we didn't find such kind of a thing that the Torah forbid us, right? We have pork or whatever, you can use something, right? You can even use a pork body's parts for us to save our life. But here the Torah said, you're not supposed to eat and not supposed even to look at it. And Chazal, our sages, included in that, isur b'mashu, like even if it's like a small, tiny little piece, that's it. and the bedikat chametz, and also checking for the chametz. And what does it mean to eliminate the chametz? To burn it, right? To burn it in fire. And this is a special explanation, which is the Isur chametz. Why? Because the night of Pesach was the night of the revelation of the Shekhinah, one of the attributes of Hashem. And that night, Bo Niu Israel Am HaNivchar, became the chosen nation. Right? As it says in Sefer Midbar, ביום הכיתוב also, ביום הכותי כל בכור בארץ מצרים, מקדש שלי כל בכור בני ישראל. מידה כנגד מידה. The night that Hashem was killing the firstborn of the Egyptian, he was sanctified the firstborn of Israel. ועניינים אלו לא היו רק לשעתם בעבר, he said, but what happened was not only at that time, but each and every generation, right? Because we have this famous verse from the Haggadah, אלא בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים, that each and every generation, each person always need to see himself like he is the one that actually left Egypt. Because each and every year in Pesach, we have this itorerut, awakening. And our purpose or task that night, to shake off this world. In the same context of who can climb in the Mount of Hashem, only the one that shake off this world. And again, it doesn't mean here that we shouldn't work, we shouldn't, drive cars or whatever. But to use all of these things, to utilize all of these things for Hashem. I want a nice fancy car because I want to drive comfortably to shul. I want to drive a Rav to a shiurim. Right? So it says, והנה chametz, so leavened, right? מרומז על השורש פורה ראש ולענה. It's like the part of the evil inclination, חלק the bad parts. And therefore, ולכך הוא בבל יראה ובל יימצא. That's why we shouldn't even look at it, right? There is in India, there is a really thing that we're not allowed to look at wicked people. And many times, newspaper putting faces of murderers or whatever, really wicked people. We're not allowed to look at that. It's not good. It's corrupting. So and therefore, because the chametz, symbolizing gaiva and symbolizing part of the evil inclination and the desires, that's why Torah doesn't want us even to look at it, especially during Pesach, because Pesach was a very spiritual time. And that will help us to shake off from this world. And that is actually real freedom from the evil inclination and freedom from desire. And this is like a waking up from above, the tarud del ela, min hashamayim, from heaven, to help us to extract ourselves from the diaspora, from the galut of Mitzrayim, and from the 49 level of Tuma that we are sinking in. And that was Yetziat Mitzrayim. And in that time, because we were supposed to leave Egypt, then we should not even see, of course not to eat, but not even to see the chametz. And that's why Chazal, our sages, forbid it even b'mashu, even something little, tiny, little small thing, because of its importance of that time. And therefore we machmir in Isur Chametz, in all the Chumrot. He says, because if a Jew, if a Jew was working hard all his life, as long as he didn't uproot the שורש פורה ראש ולענה, אינו יכול להגיע ליהודו זה ולהתנער מעולם הזה. So a Jew can put an effort all his life. As long as he didn't uproot the evil inclination or the desire that he have, then he cannot reach his destiny to this world. He cannot fulfill his task. And this is our task during Pesach, because this is the time of the redemption of the soul and redemption of the spirit, the Neshama and the Nefesh. Nefesh is the lower part, the spiritual lower part, and the Neshama is the higher part of it. And this is the time, it's a Segula, right? We're always looking for Segulot. This Pesach is the time for Segula to be like a newborn, a new creation, and to shake off anything from the Chametz and anything that put us down in the 49 level of Tuma. And therefore, the only way for us to get rid of the Chametz is to burn it. As it says in Tehillim, Esh lefanav telechu telaetzu yitzarav, right? That the fire is walking in front of Hashem, and it will burn and it will boil everything, all the tzarav, all the one that giving us troubles. Thank you for listening.